Hey, what's going on, guys? So, I'm in the main garden where we have our raised beds, and just a real quick history. When we moved on this property, the first year of gardening, it was horrendous. We didn't get hardly anything, and I've spent years gardening and thought, I know what I'm doing. Although Maine compared to South Carolina is a completely different climate, soil's different. Anyways, yeah. So what we found was that this area where we put the garden was absolutely full of horsetail weed. And if you're not familiar with it, unfortunately it's extremely invasive and it spreads and it's difficult to get rid of, if not impossible. So after the first year, because everything just got taken over by horsetail weed, we decided to put raised beds in, and we put weeding fabric down. And then let me turn the camera around. We put raised beds in, we put weeding fabric underneath, and then so we didn't have to use so much soil, we put sticks and branches and stuff like that in the bottom of it. And guess what? Well, let me show you. In many of these raised beds, that's the horsetail weed. Here's another one. Look at this. It's crazy. Came right up through the weeding fabric. Now, I believe that some of the weeding fabric that we've used was not very high quality. And because some beds, some of the later beds where we bought, which I think is better weeding fabric, it seems to be doing better. So what I've decided to do, because some of these are just, you saw it, it's horrendous, is I'm starting with this one. I'm taking all the soil out, and I'm going to do an autopsy. Raised bed autopsy. Maybe that's what I should call this video. And I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what the weeding fabric looks like. And then I'm going to go back and put possibly multiple layers of weeding fabric. I know a lot of people don't like weeding fabric, but you're not dealing with what I'm dealing with. And put weeding fabric, and I'm getting some soil delivered this coming Friday. And I'm going to refill the bed up and start over. And I'm going to do that with probably, I thought it was only 3 beds, but it's probably 5 beds. And it's a lot of work, but I want to get this right, because some of these beds, they've just been taken over by the horsetail weed. So anyways, I'm going to finish emptying this bed out and the camera around, and then I'll share with you what I find. Again, it looked like this one, except I had more horsetail weed in it. So, all right, I'm going to keep going. All right, so what I found by doing 2 of these raised beds is that there were seams in the weeding fabric, and even though they were overlapped by, sometimes upwards of 8 inches, it's that horsetail weed just kept growing, and grew across the seam and then up under the bed. So this is what we're going to try for a potential solution or improvement. Let me turn the camera around. So we put the weeding fabric down. This is some good stuff. And we're going to put the raised bed right on it, and then fill it. And that should, if you look at that, that should help. Now, there's a seam, and I think we're still going to get, you can see here, see, look at that. There's a little bastard coming up in between the seam. And, we're not going to take this whole thing up, so therefore do what we got to do. We're going to work to try to improve it, and then as they pop up here and there, we'll pull them up. So, yeah, I never knew of such a thing as a horsetail weed up until now. So comment below if you've had any experience with horsetail weed, and if so, what'd you do about it, if anything. So anyways, a lot of work to do. I'm going to keep going on these beds, and and get to growing some stuff. So anyways, appreciate you stopping by. Hit that like button, consider subscribing if you haven't. You guys stay safe, take care. We'll see you next time.
So I ran from the cities and the noise and lies, found a piece of ground under open skies. Hands in the dirt, sweat on my shirt, learning what living's really worth. While crooked men shake hands in rooms, selling souls to corporate suits. Society's sick, but I found the cure. A back road life, honest and pure. They can keep their throne and their golden news. This life out here's my modern exodus. I traded screens for a sunrise, callous palms, blisters, pride. Planted seeds where hope was.